PodAskew Podcast is a proud member of the Big Head Media Podcast.
Dungeons and Dragons!
With me as always
and Dungeons!
Hetero
and
Jedi.
ladies in the dungeons! And the last Star Wars movie said
Obi-Wan
dragons.
Kenobi? He sounded like he was on
And we're
the
also
jet
talking
set.
about nerdy things!
Well, I mean,
Nerdy
technically,
things,
he's fucking
like
alive.
Princess Leia.
Yeah, he got
Nurse
sliced
Leia
by a
costume.
lightsaber, not
Sexy
cancer.
things like dragons!
Let me hear your impression of Obi-Wan.
No, I don't have one, and there's a reason.
This is the Obi-Wan you're looking for.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Well, I mean, I almost did Yoda. I almost did I almost did Emperor Palpatine. I just didn't really know what to fucking. PodAskew, you'll be listening. Yes.
That's actually not bad. I kind of like that. By the way,
Yes.
I don't know who is doing it, but I was watching an episode of The Goldbergs,
Yeah.
and they did an episode centered around when Jedi came out. It did so much so that it's very awesome. He actually, Adam, and I'm sure it's a reproduction, so it's probably not the thing that's worth a lot of money, but Adam, the kid who also created the show, has a Revenge of the Jedi poster.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's a reproduction for that, because you can find that image and print it on poster if you've got the money, so. So, I'm sure it's not legit, but anyway.
Doing the voice of who?
Oh, right. So they're in line, and there's people dressed up in, they're in line to see the movie. It's him and his sister, and there's a guy there with a Yoda puppet, a pretty damn good one too. It's clearly not the Yoda, but it's a pretty damn good one. But he's only speaking through the Yoda puppet, like he's not speaking as himself at all. And it's
right.
What?
It's not Frank Oz?
No, because Frank Oz, he's too young. I think he's too young to be Frank Oz. Unless they, aged him down somehow, with makeup and stuff, because they certainly don't have Marvel's budget.
Or maybe since he's just holding Yoda, he looks significantly younger.
No, I'll see if I can find you the clip right before when we're done, and I'll show you, but I don't think so.
When 900 years old you look as good you will not.
I think you screwed up the line, but sure. Anyway.
I did, but... Fuck you, CJ! Yes!
I'm trying to think of how Yoda would actually say that. I feel like it would be something like, you I will fuck... Oh,
you like the little green thing, don't you?
Anyway, what we're doing today is...
Ironically enough, we're not watching a movie with Yoda.
Yeah, right. He's not actually in this movie now that I think about it. We're going to watch A New Hope. It's episode 4. Yes, before people start giving a shit, we know Empire's celebrating this today, actually, I think. But
it may have been yesterday.
It might have been yesterday. But
yeah.
Regardless of that, we just felt like New Hope is the OG. It's the beginning. So start at the beginning. Yes, we know the prequels for those who are all about numbers. Yes, but
yes,
New Hope is the OG. So,
and technically, this was a request. So
yeah, it's actually a couple requests, I believe. I think a couple people requested this.
Right. I mean, so no matter what, we're going with what the fan base wants.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're watching on Disney Plus. Now, just if you don't have Disney Plus, queue it up on your DVD or Blu-ray or whatever other format you have it on. But I believe...
I think it would probably... Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, I believe Disney Plus is the only streaming service left, unless you've bought a copy through Amazon or something. But
I think it is important because Star Wars, especially the original trilogy, has been redone so many times.
True.
Technically, this is the Blu-ray special edition version, which is what they have on A New Hope.
With one exception.
Maclunkey!
Yes, which I'm sure we'll discuss ad nauseum when we get there. So, for those watching on Disney Plus, we are literally at 0 seconds, black screen, paused, ready to go. Turn your subtitles on, turn your volume down, turn it off. That's up to you. We just can't put the volume on for legal reasons. So, We are going to start the movie in 3, 2, 1, go. And 20th Century and the infamous music should be playing even if you can't hear it.
Yeah, I got it on mine. That is sort of the... Every time we do a commentary, we always mention, fuck, we don't have the music.
Yeah. Well, in this one, what I do like is that, I mean, John Williams is John Williams, of course, but there's not as much required music, if that makes sense, as some of the other movies we've done.
Yeah, there's no Imperial March. There's no Duel of the Fates. There's no Battle of the Heroes. I mean, we just miss out on the, I
think you do hear the Imperial March. I think that does come through a couple times.
I think it's a moodier. Well, you might be right. I actually, it's been a while since I mean, apart from deep diving this for Rise of Skywalker, I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I want to say like when Vader comes onto the ship in the first scene, it might have a little bit of a backdrop of Imperial March. Okay.
So just for those watching, we're just starting the third paragraph of the crawl.
Yeah, pursued by the Empire's sinister agents, Princess Leia races home aboard her starship.
While this is running, since we can't really read it, but I will say, again, the seamlessness from Rogue One into this is pretty remarkable.
Well, it is, except for how Vader kicks fucking ass. That's as badass as that scene is in Rogue One.
It is a step up from the Vader we get in this movie. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to David Prowse.
No.
But...
Well, that was a directorial... I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Well, that is the only time that I'm aware of that David Prowse is actually fighting as Vader. Every other time has been like Bob Anderson or a stunt guy and shit like that. So and the real thing to notice is that David Prowse tends to pivot when he was fighting against Alec McGuinness.
What do you think about them adding the planet here? In the original, there's no planet underneath, if I recall. It's just the two ships, right?
I don't remember there being a planet. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the fucking giant lizard things that they crawl on in Tatooine and shit.
Yeah, I really don't have a lot of problem with the upgrades. I know a lot of other people did, but I did not, to be fair. So.
I have a problem when it looks really janky and it just takes you out of the whole thing. It's also just kind of for comical reasons, like it shows like a stormtrooper on top of a the fuck are they called? You know what I'm talking about? The dewbacks. That's what they are.
I didn't even know they had names. So
I think they're called dewback. Damn, I never noticed how rusted R2-D2 looks. He looks kind of old and faded in this.
Well, I think that's the idea, though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if that was added on or... Well, actually, I mean, there are some scenes with the CGI that kind of do bug me. Or where they added rocks in front of in front of R2-D2, where he's hiding in a cave against the Jawas. I thought that was excessive.
No.
Because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, how did he get behind the rocks?
Right.
It makes sense he could sort of hide in a cave, but like, there's no way he could slip behind those rocks.
Unless there was a path that you just can't see.
Right, but my point is it just adds more confusion than actually looking stylistically good.
Yeah.
This is maybe one of the few times where Stormtrooper actually fucking hit something.
Yeah. I want to get back to the fighting for a minute, because you mentioned, so like, yes, it's jarringly different between the two movies, Rogue One and in this, but that was a directorial decision. Like, I've seen Lucas talk about it, where he said that when he first envisioned Star Wars, meaning this movie, the lightsabers are as heavy as like a broadsword, so like a heavy, large sword. And he came to realize by the time he did the prequels that they're more like samurai swords. So, well,
he also said that it really should be. we've never seen a Jedi or a Sith in their prime. All we've seen is a fucking
Old,
a farm kid, taught by a fucking, couple old dudes, and then like a half cyborg, who's more machine than man, try and fucking wield the shit. So like and then he's like, oh no, they have to be. That's what I should have introed the episode as George Lucas.
Yeah.
I
want to give you a heads up that I'm having some issues with the subtitles on my side. So.
All right. Well, I can still. I mean.
No, they're coming up, but every time they come up, it's making your screen flash. So you're flashing in my face every time there's a subtitle.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the light in the background?
No, it's not. Trust me.
All right.
And I don't know why. So we're just going to be stuck with it. I'm just going to have to deal with it. And let me see if this will fix it. Oh, that might have fixed it.
I love how this guy's trying to lie to Vader, and Vader's like, "You don't understand. I just saw Princess Leia leave. Did you guys not know I was on Rogue One?"
So, yeah. So, good news. I fixed the subtitle problem.
Cool.
So,
it was scary.
It wasn't a big deal, but it was going to get annoying after a while. So, Carrie. Yes, like you said.
You got to consider, this is probably the only time ever that I'm aware of we've ever seen a quote-unquote stun version of a blaster. And
it's always death after that, right? Yeah.
It's that giant blue fucking...
All right, can I ask you a question that's going to get my Star Wars card revoked, but I need help?
Okay.
The old guy in Force Awakens that Poe's talking to on the desert planet, on Jakku.
Yeah.
He's somewhere else in this trilogy. Is he? I don't know who he is. No. I know he's in the trilogy, but I don't know where, and I don't know when we see him.
No.
So what's he in, Jedi?
No. He's not in anything.
No, no. That was a big deal that they got him to come back. I remember reading about it.
Nope. Never once. He never once. He plays in Flash Gordon. So that was some cred of like, we got someone from another sci-fi thing to be in this. But no, he never was never in Star Wars.
I'm double checking that because I don't feel like that's accurate.
I'm pretty sure he was never in Star Wars.
Max von Sydow. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that Max von Sydow has never been in Star Wars, apart from Force Awakens. It was just a really nice cameo, kind of like Werner Herzog in Mandalorian, or no one came. No, he was never in the movie.
Can I tell you an interesting thing about Max von Sydow while I'm looking this up briefly?
Well, I know he died fairly recently, but what's
well, yes, I think we addressed that when it happened, actually.
Right.
He's the voice of Vigo from the Ghostbusters movies.
Really?
From the second one, Vigo the Carpathian, or whatever.
All
right. And then he reprised the role for the video game when it came out.
Well, I know he was Ming the Merciless, right, in Flash Gordon?
Yes, but I just didn't know he was Vigo. He's also in Conan, for what it's worth.
That I did know.
All right. Anyway, you're right. I'm wrong. Fuck it.
That's all right. You don't lose any Star Wars cred because you weren't trying to insist it. You were asking a question.
The way they talked about it when the movie came out, when The Force Awakens came out, it made it sound like they got him back, not got him for the first time, got him back.
I can at least acknowledge that. I think also it was the line to me she's royalty. Like the whole it implies that he shared a scene with Leia in one of the movies, but no, never happened.
Well, is it maybe the same? Is it a character that's the same? Maybe it's just a different actor.
No.
Okay.
if I remember, his character's name was like Lore Von Seca or some shit.
Something
Lore
like that.
Von
Yeah,
Seca.
yeah. Sokka, I think it is. Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of the new Star Wars like sequel characters because
Sure.
like who really gives a shit.
God, that had
you know
to
what,
suck.
I-
That had to suck for Kenny Baker and Anthony Daniels.
Yeah, dude, in fucking Tunisia.
In those outfits.
Yeah.
Does
What I loved was that they were sort of like the Star Wars version of like Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello. Just
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you said that when we did our Star Wars episode, the first episode.
yeah.
Yes, people, we know we've already kind of talked these movies to death, but
Who knows? Maybe we forgot what we said and we'll just fucking say something different.
I doubt it.
Yeah, he really Anthony Daniels actually looks like he's limping.
Well, in that outfit, he probably is.
I got to give credit. Like, if I remember, that dragon skeleton was in the very first version. So that means they fucking made a dragon skeleton
And dropped it in the desert.
just to really kind of like just to look cool. Unless, of course, George Lucas did find like George Lucas opened Jurassic Park before Spielberg did.
That's possible.
Oh yeah, well I found Utini.
What are you just making noises, or are you getting a subtitle? I'm not for some reason.
No, I'm just trying to imitate Jawa.
Oh, okay.
I was doing the fucking subtitles like beep beep blip blip blip.
I do like that they're putting that subtitle in for R2D2. I think that's rather interesting, actually.
It's not even beep beep boop. It's beep blip with a fucking L.
Blip.
Beep blip bloop blop. Speaking alien language. We're gonna see that a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna actually say Utini. Nope, it just says yells.
And there goes a fried R2D2.
I like the little grunt. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Do you think these are the same people that play the Ewoks in Jedi?
I was just thinking that. Not Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis
no,
was
the lesser known Ewoks.
Yeah, I think some of them. I think a lot of them were probably members of the cast of Time Bandits because they actually did use those actors.
Okay.
And they were all buddies with Kenny Baker.
That's a Terry Gilliam movie, isn't it? Yeah.
I think there is one actor that you might know was in this, and I want to say his name was Ronnie Cox, and I think he's still alive. He is the African-American dwarf who is in Bad Santa, as well as like,
Oh, yeah, I
Me,
know
Myself,
who
and
that is.
Irene.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, he plays one of the Jawas, but, and this is where I might be wrong, I know he was definitely one of the Dink Dinks in Spaceballs, which was basically the Jawa for Mel Brooks.
Right.
But I don't know if he was both. I know he was one in Spaceballs, but I'm pretty sure he might have been one in
Here
Star
too.
Wars.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
I don't know if we ever talked about this, but did Lucas... I mean, obviously Lucas had to sign off on that to some degree, but did he ever have a problem with Spaceballs?
Oh, he loved it.
Did he? Okay.
He helped with all the lightsaber sounds and lights and shit. Like, he
He
had
did? Okay.
ILM do everything for them. He's just
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, no. George Lucas is a big fan of when people parody Star Wars. He doesn't like anyone talking shit about Star Wars.
That might be why there's that extra on the Blu-ray. And we've talked about it before. It's like almost a movie length extra of all the different parodies and shorts, from Family Guy to Big Bang Theory to that 70s show to whatever,
Well, I've never had the Blu-ray. Well, I mean, I've rented the Blu-ray once with my mom to kind of deep dive this, but I've never actually looked at the extra features.
I think it's only in the full saga set. I don't know if it's available. Like if the movies are available for individual, I don't think it's in that. I think it's only in the saga set.
Right.
Because I have what's known as the saga set. This was pre-Force Awakens, but
these fucking things. This is what I'm talking about.
I don't have any problem with this. Why do you have a problem with this?
It just looks out of place to a certain degree.
Well, the CGI is not great, considering when they did it. So,
but we know that Disney went back through the Star Wars movies to add, not a lot, but like they must have done something to sharpen it up a little bit because they added the Maclunkey or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So, who decided that? That's my question. Is like, who was going through? Someone at Disney was like, we need to add
Maclunkey?
A line of dialogue. We need to add Maclunkey.
I'm wondering.
Like,
do you think it's Kathleen Kennedy, or do you think it's like lower than that?
I don't know, dude. I don't want to be that guy to blame it.
No. Well, no, but she is like the Kevin Feige of the Star Wars world. So I'm not. I would say that if it was a dude, I'm not blaming it because she's a woman. I'm saying it's because it's her.
No, I don't. I think that would be a very strange decision on her part, where she's like, guys, you need to trust me.
Maclunkey.
I need my fucking Maclunkey. So, I don't think so.
So R2-D2 and C-3PO showed up on a show I was watching not that long ago, and I was wondering who is in the C-3PO outfit now. Is Anthony Daniels still doing it?
Anthony Daniels, in the movies, yeah, and he does all the voice work.
Yeah, the voice work I could see, but I wasn't sure if he was actually squeezing himself into that tin can anymore.
I think he prefers to. I think he prefers to be in it so he can control, because he's like, only I know how C-3PO will move. It's like, no, dude, a fucking mime could do what you do.
Well, to be fair, though, I think in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, it's all CGI for him.
One, it's because you see just the insides of C-3PO.
But there's also right. But in 2, there's it. Well, if you ever get the chance, go back and watch it. There's several scenes of him, and primarily when they're in that like factory. Yeah, where it looks very CGI.
Where he's just ahead.
Well, not when he's just ahead, but like when he's going through the whole process.
Can we talk about the fact that Uncle Owen is wearing a Jedi fucking robe and no one ever talks about that? That is very clearly a Jedi robe, like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Dude, the Force was not strong with him.
But see, here's the thing. They probably...
They didn't know what they were doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They weren't worried about that kind of continuity right now. Do you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and him could be wearing the same robes because they're both on Tatooine, not because they're Jedis. You know? Like...
No, Obi-Wan has been wearing the same goddamn robes for...
Yes, but at this point...
All 3 movies before this one.
At this point, you don't know that, especially when this one came out. That's my point.
I'm just saying, like, it seems like that was the style. It's just everybody wears a robe. You wear a robe. You wear a robe.
I actually had this droid. I had a toy of this droid.
Which droid?
The one that's about to blow up.
Oh, the red bugger?
Yeah.
I want to say I did too. I had one of those wind-up ones.
No, mine wasn't a wind-up. It was just like a little action figure, but... I did have a wind-up R2-D2 as well.
Yeah.
The thing, though, is mine did that. It did the walk. It wasn't wheels. It did the little walkie thing.
Right. There's Mark. We haven't even discussed Mark.
Well, considering you pestered him yet again today.
That's why I have to give him his, props. Thank you, Mark Hamill, for liking my tweet, acknowledging that I annoy you.
Well, there's proof he hasn't muted you because he wouldn't see it.
That's true. I mean, I said, thank you for not blocking me, and they just I almost wanted to double check and be like, see if he blocked me after that. He's like, you're welcome.
Block.
That's the thing that I try to do is like, yeah, I do the Joker Mark Hamill impression, but I also try to do a Mark Hamill speaking impression.
That's actually got to be harder, I would think.
It's actually it's okay. It's his inflection, and he's very up here. You know.
Yes.
I can't do Luke. I could do Mark Hamill in an interview. Like, of course he does that. Like when he was talking to Kevin, and Kevin was interviewing him on Batman when it was Batman on Batman,
right?
And they're talking, and Mark Hamill just goes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
So much enthusiasm. Did you ever see Mark Hamill watch his screen test of Star Wars?
No.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. It was like recently, and he's watching his audition tape that he hadn't seen probably ever.
Right.
As much as that guy gets bombarded with Star Wars shit, you would think that he would have stumbled upon that.
Help me, Obi-Wan.
And he noticed that he called Han Hans.
No. Oh, he did? Oh, he did, though?
Yeah. He's like, did I call him Hans? Okay, Mark, calm down. Like, he's criticizing himself. He's like, okay, Mark, you need to calm down.
I can see that.
One of the first lines. Oh, who is she? She's beautiful. She's your sister, man.
Yeah. I'm your sister.
What's that from?
Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe Dirt. I fucking forgot. Hi, you're my sister, man.
That's why I said it, because I thought you were doing him.
No, no. You know, as much as I can complain about Last Jedi, that scene where R2 brings up the Princess Leia, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, to really kind of like fuck with Luke.
Yeah.
That brought a tear to my eye. That was, and for Mark Hamill or Luke to be like, that was a rotten trick, or that was a dirty trick, was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, but he said it with like that wry smile too, so it was kind of cool, you know? Yeah.
But ultimately didn't do anything. That's the ultimate fucking irony.
Right.
It's like, R2 is like, I'm going to show you something really heartwarming. And he's like, oh, and we're, as the audience, we're like, he's going to go save his sister. Like, nope. Force time.
Well.
Hey, where is she? Bring her back. Look, I'm a big Mark Hamill fan, but he is definitely at his whitest in this movie.
Yeah.
But I was going to go to Tosche. He's going to get some power converters. Did you know that the Tosche Station is actually named after a detective from San Francisco named Dave Tosche?
I always thought it was Tosche with a she sound.
It's spelled the same way as far as I know, but either way it was a reference, just like
I get
Palpatine. Palpatine was a reference to Palantine from Taxi Driver.
Ah, okay.
But did you ever see the movie Zodiac?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Mark Ruffalo role is the detective, Dave Tosche.
Oh, shit.
So, and because George Lucas is very much from the Bay Area, he became a huge fan and was like, I want to show my gratitude to Dave Tosche for trying to take down the Zodiac, which he didn't do, but still.
Right.
Damn, Uncle Owen's kind of like, I don't know.
Uncle Owen didn't age well, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, you went from Joel Edgerton to whoever no disrespect to this fucking guy, but like, that was 17 years from Revenge of the Sith to this?
Ish. 17, 18, yeah.
Well,
let's... What?
let's assume Luke is a 17-year-old in this.
I was going to say 18, but
If he was 18, he wouldn't need Uncle Owen's permission to go join the rebellion.
that's true.
He would have just done it. Although I don't fucking know what the age of consent is on Tatooine. It could be 7 for all we know.
Right.
You know, there's a big thing about how Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru don't fucking realize that they owned C-3PO at one point and saw R2-D2.
Well, no, we're past it now, but they were giving knowing glances across the table there. I think they did, but they just didn't want to acknowledge it to...
They were giving knowing glances about Vader and shit, but not about C-3PO. Technically, Uncle Owen be like, this is my fucking droid.
Yeah, I guess.
He could have just, like, yelled at the Jawas, be like, you guys fucking stole this thing from me 17 years ago.
Well, see, and that's a lot of the inconsistency between the prequels and these that, you know, the diehards would get really bent about, so...
If I'm really being honest, George Lucas should have written a thing where, even, which is going to come later, where Obi-Wan says, I don't remember ever owning a droid. It's like, really? Damn, dude, living in the desert sucks. If you've got some old man Jedi dementia, if you cannot remember C-3PO and R2-D2 and they still have the same fucking names.
Well, you said Obi-Wan or Beru or Uncle Ben?
All of them. None of them acknowledged that they had fucking, you know, fatty and skinny in space to hang with them for the past 30 years.
Obi-Wan's gonna deny it because he's trying to hide the secret. So that's what that's about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's telling Luke. Why wouldn't he tell Luke, I used to have this fucking droid?
Because they don't want Luke to know who he is. That remember, because that was my whole argument about they wipe C-3PO's mind, but they never wipe R2-D2's.
But Obi-Wan literally tells Luke, of course I know. He's me. He's like, he doesn't even like, oh, I don't know who Ben Kenobi. I don't know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is. We just happen to share the same fucking last name, which is exactly how you don't hide.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, well.
I'm saying Obi-Wan Obi-Wan's got some fucking Jedi dementia.
No, I think again it goes back to the inconsistency between the prequels and this.
Which is why all I wanted was Lucas to actually just be like, you know, because he must have known that fans like us would have been like, wait a minute, in this scene of Star Wars, you reference this, and in Attack of the Clones, you don't reference that, but anybody who's seen any film ever George Lucas must be like writing this shit out, be like, I have to please the nerds. They will crucify me.
Or I hate these fuckers.
Or I hate these fuckers. That's also possible. Obi-Wan Kenobi gibberish.
You know, the only thing wrong with your C-3PO / Anthony Daniels is it's just not high enough. No, I'm serious. No. You have the.
I'm not high enough to do this.
That's not the kind of high I was talking about. I'm saying you have the inflection and the accent. I think pretty dead on. You're just the pitch is too low.
Is this a little better?
Yeah, a little bit. Still low though. You've got a deep voice, bud. You just do. So you know.
Yeah. It's not a very Tuscan writer, but it's.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
I find it offensively call them Tuscan Raiders.
I do. What I find interesting is, did you see that scene where he was just raising the thing above his head? It was clearly them rewinding. Did you notice that?
I see these rocks thing that kind of shit like that annoys me. But yes, that is actually pretty well established for like super Star Wars nerds. Originally, it was just he raised it, and then the guy was like, "Let's make this a little bit more interesting," and rewound and fast forward to do that. So I
never noticed it before tonight. That's news. It's new to me. So
okay. What they did do differently was this sort of weird wail that Obi-Wan does. Originally, it was like some high-pitched, like kind of whistle thing.
The other thing they should do, you see that? You see, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you see those cave drawings on the wall back there? Behind the speeder?
Those are cave drawings?
Yeah, right there.
I don't see what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Hold on. Right there. Right on the center thing. Right.
Oh, yeah. Scratches right next to it? Yeah. I never noticed that.
They should have done, because you know how like they have like C-3PO and Obi in Raiders?
But Raiders wasn't even a thing.
Well, no shit, but something. You know what I mean?
If anything, it would have been a fucking shark fin from Jaws.
Or something from THX.
Yeah. Well, he does throw the THX 1138 reference in there.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan. Damn. Obi-Wan is floored.
To be fair, Obi-Wan didn't age very well either.
That's very true. I mean, I really kind of hope they go to that length of explaining that when they do that Obi-Wan show.
Oh, right.
Show how he fucking got so old and, you know, I don't know, maybe he babysat a bantha or something and that just stressed them the fuck out. To be fair, it's probably really stressful to like live on Tatooine as a hermit.
Now, we talked about this before, but just refresh my memory. He hated this, right?
He was not overall fucking happy. I mean, he was still a pro and he was still like showed up for work and helped the younger actors, but like...
See, but why would you accept the role then if you didn't like it? Like,
because he got more money than he's ever got, ever.
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah.
But it was definitely his idea to have Obi-Wan die. And then it was his idea to come back as a spectral ghost.
The Force ghost?
So,
yeah,
we can really kind of thank Obi-Wan or Alec Guinness for the whole concept of Force ghosts. Like, that's largely his doing.
Well, there you go.
I should come back and be like a guide, like a ghost, so I don't have to do any work.
If you think about it, he's only in the first act, maybe a little bit in the second act. I forget. I don't know what.
It's in the first half of the movie, and then you hear his voice.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about physically on screen.
Well, if you want to include it even more, he comes sort of in the beginning in Empire,
I hope
and then he shows up telling like Luke to not fucking leave Dagobah, and then he has this one little cameo, and in the very end in Return of the Jedi.
You didn't hear anything I said, did you?
No, what'd you say?
You said he comes in the beginning of Empire, and I'm like, well, I hope not. But then again, that would explain all the white stuff on the planet. So,
wow, I thought that was just snow.
Nope. Obi-Wan's got to load like a fucking Death Star.
Is that why they call it Hoth?
Yeah.
You would think for a snowy ass planet it should be called Kolth.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
I think I stole that from like fucking Blue Harvest or one of the Family Guy things.
Well, that's terrible there too, but
God, it's so weird how like that lightsaber looks great and not at the same time.
Yeah.
Like why they see that's something that they could have touched on.
They could have fixed it. Yeah.
Fucking vibrant blue, not like, oh well, it's kind of white.
Yeah.
Maybe the crystal is like fading or some shit. Right? It's low on batteries.
Did the crystals? Do they lose energy like that?
They can if they're damaged.
Yeah.
I think lightsabers actually do have a charging port. I mean, it's not batteries, but like I think they actually do require some form of charge.
I don't know.
I mean, I would imagine like ammunition in Star Wars is still a thing. Like you
I don't know. You never see anyone reload a blaster.
Right. Or run out of ammo, but like in the Star Wars games, you have ammunition.
Yes, because games need that kind of stuff, you know?
Oh, even still, if it's continuity, it's continuity. God, I miss Carrie.
Yeah.
Just out of respect, we just gotta let her do this.
Even though we can't hear it.
Yeah, but for those watching, you read this with respect.
Or listen to it. Could.
Yeah, they just muted us. Like, fuck you guys, Carrie's on.
Shit, I would.
Yeah. No peer pressure. Basically, what he just said was, have you heard the Lord? Have you heard the good news of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? What Obi-Wan just did was like, you must convert to my church. It'll save the galaxy. I'm getting too old. I'm not behind. I missed it when it came on.
No worries. I think we're still on cue.
Yeah. Do you know what Luke's original name was?
Luke Starkiller.
It was that. It was also Anakin Starkiller. Originally,
yeah.
Luke was Anakin, but it was actually spelled like really weird, like A-N-I, like no two N's, and then I-K-I-N or something. It was actually, if I'm really going to the very, very beginning, it was supposed to be about Mace Windu. Mace Windu was like, I think, the first character, and Jedi was, the full word was like Bendu Jedi.
Now, Mace, that's Samuel Jackson, right?
Yeah. So he brought him back for the prequels. He's like, I definitely need to put my Mace Windu in here. I'm going to get the absolute best actor. Motherfucker! I'm a mushroom cloud laying Jedi, motherfucker! Peter Cushing. Fuck.
The guy who's about to get choked out is really familiar. I think I've seen him in other stuff.
It's possible that he was like, maybe in like Raiders or something as like a goon.
I think he was a character actor in this, but I think he becomes something.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't recognize him.
Or maybe just
but the
because
fact Peter Cushing for this, pretty impressive.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they did a great job of like rebuilding him for Rogue One.
I gotta give him credit. I mean, the CGI is pretty good, even though a lot of people complain about it. But I'm more impressed by the guy who did the voice. That voice is seamless.
Oh, did they do a voice or did they get old audio?
It may have been a mixture, but it's certainly. I mean, Peter Cushing never said half of what he said in Rogue One.
And maybe we've probably talked about this before, but seriously, if you're, and please correct me if I get the name wrong, but if you're David Prowse, when this movie comes out, how do you have to walk in there and be like, motherfucker?
Oh, everyone's not wearing a mask and shit?
Well, not just that, but he delivers all the fucking dialogue, and then he comes in and he hears James Earl Jones.
Did you know what they originally called him based on his West Country Scottish-like accent?
I knew he had a nickname. I do not recall what it was. No.
Darth Farmer, because he just sounded like he just sounded like this old like where are those plans? I need those plans. Like really kind of.
Oh, I've heard the audio. Like if you search it, you can find like filming with Prowse as opposed to James Earl Jones.
I want those desktop lads. I want those droids. I want them alive. Like it just sounds kind of like.
Oh, it sounds bad. They made the right choice, but still, as him, you have to walk in and be like, "Fuck."
I gotta give credit because James Earl Jones, for those who don't know, was a hardcore stutterer and was practically near mute when he was a kid. And you could actually see it. There are some interviews where stutter kind of gets the better of him, or there's a great underrated movie called A Family Thing with him and Robert Duvall. They find out that they're actually like a racist hillbilly finds out that
wait, this was added for the Blu-ray for that, or for the special edition, this part right there with the skeletons.
The skeletons?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No. That's way back. Maybe the close-up is new.
I think the close-up is. Yeah.
Close-up, I would definitely agree with. But the skeletons, you see the charred remains of, which, holy fuck, stormtroopers. Like,
yeah, right?
Wouldn't a blaster have just fucking done it? You had to torch their asses alive?
Well, you don't know if they were alive when they were torched.
I mean, does it make it any better?
Well, they wouldn't have felt it as much. They would have felt the blaster, and that would have been the end of it.
Didn't they torch people in, like, The Force Awakens in the opening scene? Wasn't there a flame trooper? Or was that Last Jedi?
I think it was Force Awakens.
Yeah, but did they shoot them first, and then, or they were just burning shit?
I think they were just burning shit. I don't think they were actively burning people.
That's true.
God,
dude, Baker must be fucking roasting in that R2D2 suit next to a fucking
as
bonfire.
we speak, they're burning Jawas. So what the fuck do I know?
Well, that's more of a sign of respect to trying to like cremate the fuck.
Like a funeral pyre of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a Jedi thing, you know.
By the way, it was pretty cool to see the Jawas make an appearance in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that was definitely cool.
I think it's episode 3, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay, come with me.
By the way, the special effects or whatever to make that speeder levitate and move was well done for 1970. Because it was 70s. The movie came out in 77, so you got to figure it was 76 when they shot it. You know.
Do you actually? I think I actually know how they did it. They actually
I used to know it, but I don't remember.
If I remember, it was mirrors on the side because obviously it's a car. So they had mirrors underneath to reflect around them, so it looked like there was nothing going on.
I thought it was you know, on this scene here, it's obviously from the updates, but like they always tried to do closer up with a few exceptions. So they had like another vehicle behind it with like a bar. That's what I thought. Because if you notice, it'll bounce sometimes like it's on a bar, like it's. You know what I mean?
I don't think it would have been able to support all that weight.
Oh no, what is with a big bar? Like I think I remember seeing it. But anyway, these are not the droids you're looking for. You don't need his identification.
You don't need to see his identification. See that CGI thing where it showed a couple Jawas on that giant fucking Brachiosaurus thing? That's the little things that I
got a bigger problem with the scene with Han and Jabba, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but that's not Disney's fault, and that's not even the re-release. That was filmed way back when, and then it was inserted in like the 97 re-release.
Right. But they also redid Jabba.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It looks for as seamless as the saga can be, there is some inconsistencies, just the littlest things. I'm like, wow, you know, Jabba just looks. I'm just a Puritan. I prefer the Muppet treatment. You know, I prefer a puppet, old school kind of way of doing this.
I agree for the most part, but digital Yoda in the prequels versus the puppet they had in the first one, way better.
I'll give that. Well, I prefer Empire Jedi Yoda.
No, I'm not. Yes, but I'm saying
But-
there was a puppet in the original version of Episode 1. There was a puppet that was terrible, and then they went
That was
digital
terrible.
for 2 and 3.
Yeah. I will give you that.
I love this scene here where he's about to get in the encounter with the two people at the bar, or the two creatures at the bar, and the Family Guy version where the guy's like, he doesn't like it when he's like, I didn't say that. I'm just here enjoying a drink.
Right. I didn't say that. I said I liked his thing. I liked his arm.
Yeah. Which is funny.
I'm pretty sure you know, but I'll tell the audience. Steph and I went to a Star Wars themed party for Halloween.
You
this
told
past
us.
Halloween.
You did tell us.
Yeah, I did. Okay,
I think
but
you did.
the interior was this.
Yeah.
It was all decked out and
Well, I mean, if we're gonna get real about what the decked out, the interiors. Shout out to JC and Cat Ears over at the Scum and Villainy Cantina out in LA.
yeah, that's absolutely true.
She said it's fucking accurate. I mean, obviously she's never been to the real one in the movie because no one has, but I like your coat.
He doesn't like you.
I didn't say that. I liked his coat.
I don't like you either.
That guy just
then. I had the distance on 12 systems.
That guy just died last
Did he?
year, I think. Yeah. We talked about it. We did.
I forgot. Oh, damn. He threw Luke hella hard.
Yeah, he did.
And blood. One of the few times you see blood in a Star Wars movie.
That's true. I think you get some in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, like a wound on the face and shit. Yeah.
No. Rise of Skywalker when he gets stabbed through the midsection with a lightsaber.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, that was in itself is an inconsistency because it's supposed to cauterize. But I guess a little bit of blood.
Oh yeah, it's not like gushing. It's like yeah.
But with all the limbs and shit that are being chopped off, there's no splatter of blood.
Going back to the music, this is probably one of the most well-known songs in pop culture history, don't you think?
Of course, but do you want me to ruin it a little bit for you? Do you want me to tell you what that type of music is called?
No, because I don't want you to ruin it.
I have to. I shit you not. It's called jizz instead of jazz. It's called jizz.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah. So that is just a bunch of jizz.
Jizz all over me then. Neck and chest.
We gotta give some love to Peter Mayhew.
Oh,
sure. Fucking Chewie.
Yeah, the fact that a lot of these people are starting to go, like Alec Guinness was, an elder statesman at this point already, so his passing wasn't as. But I mean, we've lost Carrie, we've lost Peter, we lost Kenny Baker. What? Yeah. So.
David Prowse. I mean,
with all respect to all those people, you kind of have to agree with me that Carrie is probably the biggest one, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And the only ones that'll be as big will be when it's Mark and Harrison.
Yeah, of this trilogy, yeah. James Earl Jones. I would rank James Earl Jones.
That's fair.
In there.
That's fair. That dude's still fucking kicking it like 90 something. He's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, his voice is still deep and timbre and all that, but it sounds a little weak. That's the problem.
Yeah. I heard him on The Big Bang Theory, and I heard that it was great to bring him in for that live action Lion King, but it wasn't good. And not because of, I'm talking about him specifically, like his performance wasn't good.
that movie, Lion King, just needed not be a thing. But here's Harrison. Just
No, this is back when he used to speak.
okay.
Here we go. It's coming.
Tell Jabba I've got his money.
Now, why are they translating for him?
Because they do. They already have there were subtitles in the original one, so they just took away the subtitles.
Oh, and put it. Oh, yeah, okay.
Put it for so if we were not watching the subtitles, it would come up anyways.
Right, that's right. You're right.
I don't know if they're going to put Maclunkey in the fucking subtitles.
That's a good point.
I think we heard it. I don't think actually ever.
No, it is, because I turned it on to see it that day when I heard about it the first time.
All right, let's see. Here it is. Nope.
No, it was that day, though. That's weird. Oh, maybe it was in the, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're probably right. Here's the interesting thing, too, right? So that's Greedo, right? We know this. And I think we talked about this before, but fuck it, I'm going to bring it up again anyway. So, but, if I'm right, we see like a 9-year-old Greedo hanging out with Anakin.
We see one of those species.
No, I think he calls him Greedo.
I don't think he calls him Greedo.
I really think he does. We should check that after we're done. Because I want to...
The one that goes, "Tota, Annie."
Yeah, I'm serious. I think it's Greedo.
I don't think it's Greedo. But I think Green Korean brought that up. And we were still kind of like in debate about who that was.
Chris might have mentioned it. I don't recall.
Yeah. Do you think C-3PO is gold because George Lucas desperately wanted an Oscar near him?
Oh, that's a good question. It's the only one he would have got, right?
Yeah, he never won an Oscar. None of the Star Wars movies, unfortunately.
I think they won. I think they've won for like sound or something. I think they've won those categories.
Yeah, but not really. I mean, yeah, okay. Here's the giant slug.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it looks bad. I mean, it's great. You and I could never do animation like that. But
no.
It's the only thing I kind of like is true to character. Han Solo stands on his tail. That is true to character for Han Solo.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I also, is that Greedo in the fucking background, by the way?
I didn't get a good look. I was looking at something.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
I think we discovered a fucking fuck up. Look, you can see over Jabba's.
I kind of saw it, yeah.
You saw it for like, I swear, Greedo, unless Greedo's got a brother, maybe that's who the fucking young ass Greedo is Greedo's twin brother, and now he works for Jabba.
Well, I mean, to your point a minute ago to my question, maybe the species all look the same. I mean, I hate to say it, but...
they all definitely look the same. Man, all you guys look alike.
No, that's not Greedo. No, it's not. No, it's not. I see why you think that, but it's clear it's not. I see why you get... No, over there on the left might be Greedo.
That's what I'm saying. But that's my point. He's got 3 fucking Greedos plus fucking Greedo.
So
clearly all those... Yeah.
Those fuckers all look the same.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think little Anakin's bully-ass Greedo friend is Greedo.
Well, no, the only reason why I asked is because I vaguely remember him actually calling him Greedo.
Oh,
that's why, not because he looks like him, but like I vaguely remember him actually using the name Greedo.
I will say that Warwick Davis portrayed him.
I didn't know Sofia Coppola was in the first one.
Yeah, she plays one of the handmaidens along with Keira Knightley.
Was she that young then?
Oh yeah, Sofia Coppola's. I think she must have been like 19.
That's still a little old for
I know,
those carriers, but
older because Sofia Coppola was in Godfather 1. That was 1990.
She was in Godfather 1 in 1990? Godfather...
I'm sorry, she was in Godfather 3. Well, she was also technically in Godfather 1. She played the baby
right?
in the baptism scene.
Yeah.
Which came out in 72. So there you go. She was at least born in 72.
So in 99, she would have been 27.
Okay, so she was older than we thought.
By the way, speaking of age, James Earl Jones is 89.
He's old as fuck.
No, my point was, I thought he was closer to his 90, like in his 90s, like 93, 94.
Give him credit. He'll be in his fucking 90s.
Yeah. Well, no, he is. He'll be. I think he's turning 89 this year, not turning 90. So 90 would be next year.
Doesn't really matter that much.
No, I'm just talking.
Okay.
We have a fucking hour and 3 minutes to kill, motherfucker.
Morgan Freeman is fucking about just as old.
I don't think he's that old.
I think Morgan Freeman was born in 1930.
Well, 31 for James Earl Jones, just to... 37.
37?
Yeah.
So he's 1 year before my dad. Wow, okay. Ron was born in 38. See, I remember like hearing Mark Hamill was talking. He's like, we got to give Alec Guinness a lot of credit. He was like in this weird space movie with a 7-foot dog, and we're in space, and the whole thing is crashing around. Like, no wonder Alec was like, I want out of my contract as soon as possible.
To be fair, though, I mean, like you said, he did show up in Empire briefly, and he does make a very brief appearance in Jedi.
Oh, here's Carrie's infamous.
She's already said it on my screen. Are we that far off?
No, it's just that the infamousness is that she didn't know how to like do her character, so she would, whenever she's talking to Tarkin, she would try and do a British accent. No, we're in sync.
Okay.
She would do a British accent and then slip back into an American accent. So you can kind of hear it. Well, I mean, we can't, obviously, but like, she does slip back and forth with this weird faux British accent.
Yeah, but the argument for that could be that she was mocking him. Do you know what I mean?
That is actually kind of what Carrie said. She's like, I guess that's my argument because I didn't know any better, but really I just thought I was supposed to be doing it in a British accent. She also complained that there was no underwear. She was not wearing a bra because George Lucas infamously told her, there's no underwear in space. That's a true story.
I believe it.
And then she got all pissed off when she saw Natalie Portman was in all kinds of fucking outfits, and she's like, what the hell? The woman who plays my mother, Queen Armadillo? What the hell? She's got tons of underwear.
Armadillo?
Oh my god, dude. Have you not seen Carrie Fisher roast George Lucas?
No.
Holy shit. It is so amazing.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Dude, it is the best verbal bitch slap ever.
Now, see, we're getting a first look at the Death Star here.
And the last look of Alderaan.
See, here's the other thing about that. That explosion's still inaccurate.
Why?
There was, like, fire. There wouldn't be fire.
Why wouldn't there be fire?
No oxygen.
Fire! Huh?
No oxygen.
This is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We don't fucking know what's going on over there.
Space is still space, motherfucker. I mean, come on.
All right.
No, they do make it look a little better here.
I was saying that. I was just it's fucking more blue. What the fuck, Disney?
I mean, it's possible they tried it and looked at it and went, "Oh, that doesn't look good," like in that other scene. Do you know what I mean?
I think they're just scared of fucking with it too much.
That could be it too. I feel like they cleaned that up nicely.
A little bit.
Yeah. Because droid don't pull people's arms off when they lose.
I see your point. Let the Wookiee win.
Again, that's right up there with the line Carrie just delivered as like one of the most infamous, well-known lines, right? I mean,
that lightsaber is looking scratchy, dude. It's at the bottom. It's got like a weird scratch.
Like on the hilt?
Yeah, it looks like you see lines like an old fucking film reel.
Oh, that's not the kind of line I was talking about, but sure. My apologies to the audience for my chair. It's making more noise tonight than usual.
I can't hear anything.
That's coming up on the recording, so. You don't believe in the Force, do you? You just fucking learned about it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, take it easy, Mormon. Like, fucking, you just read the goddamn book.
I'm not commenting because I have family members that are Mormons. But anyway.
Oh, whatever. Any church, any fucking, Scientology, you just read, all you saw was a fucking, like, infomercial for the church, and now you're acting like a goddamn advocate. You don't believe in Jesus, do you? Do you? What do you know about Jesus? I mean, all
right. Let's not piss off our religious fans. All two of them. So.
All two of our religious fans?
Yeah, I figured we have 5. The law of averages has 2 of at least half are religious. So.
Well, I apologize for everything I've ever said. Not really.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Obi-Wan. You've had a lot of fucking luck.
Right?
High ground, maybe.
I'll tell you, it's another thing, and I know we're nitpicking and stuff because we need time. We need to fill time, but like,
and it's fun.
The Millennium Falcon looks better in The Force Awakens than it does there. The inside,
it's super dirty,
and like it's dirty and beat up. It looks cleaner and more put together after sitting on Jakku for however long.
Well, that's what you get when fucking Harrison Ford is holding on to the Falcon. He just trashes the place. He's got so many fucking parties, and you got female Greedos everywhere going Maclunkey every all night, every night.
Well, he's arguing with the K2SO, or no, it's K2SO. That's the other one. What was her
L3.
name? Oh, what's that?
L3.
L3. Yeah, he's arguing with L3 all the time.
He's just reminding L3 that Lando's not there.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I got rid of your old boyfriend. You want to talk dirty to me?"
That was a little weird part about it. I mean, like, you and I, as a whole, both like Solo, but there were some interesting moments. That was one of them.
That's the weird thing about fucking Solo is the fact that Lando, of all people, fucked the machine. Dude, there are women and men on Earth that fuck machines.
Well, they're weird too.
I think a vibrator is not considered weird.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I thought you were talking about sex robots.
What do you think a vibrator is?
No, I'm talking about the full fucking bodied sex robots.
Okay, I think it's weird if you fucking consider that thing your wife and you raise a fucking kid with it. That's weird. No, that's a thing.
Oh, I know.
I saw a dude online that was posting photos of the birth of his sex doll's baby, and he got his mother, his real mother, to pose in the photos and be the midwife. So, as far as I'm concerned,
what was it?
Solo
A Cabbage Patch doll? What the fuck was it?
It was like a fucking one of those, just a normal baby doll, but it was a real sex doll that like he paid thousands of dollars for.
Sure.
But yeah, dude, I don't really think Lando's that fucking weird, to be perfectly honest. At least L3 could fucking do something, like start a fucking revolution.
Yeah.
If I want a fucking sex doll and see the, cold, vacant stare in their fucking eyes, I'd have still kept some of my exes. All right, that was actually probably one of the worst things I've ever said on this show.
Yeah, it might be, and I can't cut it, so.
Well, you guys don't know my exes.
We've heard about one of them.
You've heard of, yeah.
Yeah, you
so
called
anyways,
us.
Yeah.
Moving on. Damn it, I'm out of beer.
Oh.
You know, it's funny. We watch these movies like this, and a lot of times we'll see stuff in the subtitles. I'll be like, oh, wow, I never realized they said that. Still, not happened here. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really discovering anything. I love how Vader kind of trails off. He's like, I sense something I haven't felt. Fuck you guys don't know this. You just you don't get to know my inner thoughts.
Yeah, right. I gotta say, I know Lucas was planning and for the most part, he did a pretty good job planning everything in terms of visually speaking. But the armament for the stormtroopers, I don't know. You got to figure it's got to be hard to operate in those things.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know about the guy banging his fucking head on it, right?
Maybe.
There's a stormtrooper that is walking through a corridor and he bangs his head on a ceiling.
Oh yeah. I do know about that. But I'm just saying in general. No, but forget that. I'm talking about from a practicality perspective. If you're trying to run around in those things,
well, clearly they're not bulletproof. That's what I noticed. You would think that it would have been nice if the stormtroopers could have had some fucking proper armor, because they did that with Captain Phasma. She's got her armor is blaster proof. It just bounces off of her.
Oh, is it really? I don't remember.
Yeah. There's a part in Last Jedi where Finn shoots at her and it just blasts off or bounces off. And fucking why wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just put on fucking plastic on these poor clones, or not even clones, these poor stormtroopers. Hello. I can't hear shit.
Yep.
Dino, you are in my way. Again. I wonder how they got the smoke to come out of those actors' chests.
Smoke pellets, probably.
Yeah. Damn, dude. C-3PO needs a wash. It's really
so does
crusty.
R2-D2.
Yeah. I do love the joke in every medium where it shows R2-D2 sticking out his weird poker thingy.
Yeah.
It's like he's fucking the computer.
Listen, we nitpick these movies to death. We do, as do millions of other Star Wars fans. But you got to think for 70? Because I think he actually wrote this in 74, I know it didn't get shot till like 76, but I think he wrote it in like 74 or maybe even earlier.
Uh-huh.
He came up with a lot of interesting shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I will say this, and I've said it before. My opinion of George Lucas is that he is a great storyteller.
just not a great filmmaker.
No, I won't say that either. But I will say that his dialogue is. It really would have been best if he had someone polish up the dialogue in the prequels. I mean, and also maybe gets maybe a little bit of acting, acting coaches.
Wouldn't it have been funny, and I think my timing is right here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it wouldn't have been funny if he'd gotten Carrie, the script doctor, to thing, because wasn't she doing that shit around that time?
More so in the 90s. I think she sort of stopped doing that around when the prequels were coming out. But at any rate, I think she may have worked on Phantom.
Okay.
I wish.
I'm just saying, though, because she did that for a lot of stuff, if I recall. So,
yeah. Although, I mean, we don't know. Maybe she did, and maybe that's why they were bad. Maybe not to speak ill of the dead, but maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Damn, Luke, you really. We got to save this princess.
Well, he's not the first man in history to have a hard-on for his sister, so.
I don't know how to fucking respond to that, buddy. I love my sister, but not in that way.
I mean, hell, we know a guy who's got a hard-on for his daughter.
Take it easy.
Oh, come on.
Who might be hearing this?
What's that?
Who might be hearing this?
Bullshit. He doesn't listen to anything intelligent.
And we're going to get bombed.
We're going to move on.
I love how Chewie was like, I'm not. Like, come on, Chewie, you're smarter than that. You could fucking know what Luke wants to do.
Yeah, but it's also a level of trust. Like, I mean, let's be fair. Yes, Chewie is a smart individual and a smart, creature, but he still has animal instincts to a degree. So I think there's a level of trust that he has with Han that he doesn't have with Luke yet. Do you know what I mean? So
I fucking love that.
With that little droid that just like flips around and goes like, "Fuck, I'm out of here." Yeah.
He's like, "Holy shit!" You can imagine how big Chewie is compared to that thing. He's like, "Fuck."
By the way, I always love, and this is not even a Star Wars thing. This is just a movie thing. Like, you know how they stole those stormtrooper uniforms from the guys that were guarding the Falcon? Whenever you steal a uniform in a movie, it automatically is your size, without question.
Yeah. Very fucking lucky.
But it always works out that way. That's always made me kind of just chuckle, you know?
One thing that kind of blew my mind today was like the proper cliche in movies where in order to see something with a better view, like something that stuns them, characters will take off their glasses to better look. And I'm like, that's literally never a thing for anybody who wears glasses. That literally is like, where are my glasses? If it was the other way around, where someone's like, oh my God, am I seeing this right? And then they put their glasses on.
Right.
That would be a factually accurate thing. I love how the handcuffs don't work on Chewie.
No, I think they left them unlocked so he could break loose of them to help fight.
Probably true, but I kind of like mine that his wrists are just too big. It's like, shit, it's just not working.
I love the fact that they call them binders instead of handcuffs, which is it just means that they're not using our terminology, which is what I like about it. So
I like that he called him a thing and not a fucking Wookiee. Like, everyone knows what a Wookiee is. Where are you taking this?
Well,
you
know what? It's interesting. After Order 66, how many of them are left? Like, are they an endangered species?
They didn't. But if you remember, I don't think Kashyyyk was like destroyed.
No,
it was
but they
enslaved.
They were enslaved, and they were also spread throughout the galaxy. So, depending on the circumstances, there may not be that many left. I'm just saying, because and we've talked about it before, but how much time between Solo and this? I don't remember.
10 years.
Right. So there may not be that many left.
There's still a decent amount because of the holiday special. If you're going to include the canon, the holiday special is canon, and there's Wookiees. Maybe this guy just did not go to school that day to learn about fucking Wookiees. Maybe that's all it was.
He was absent the day they taught Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an elective. He
Like,
just didn't choose it in fucking Star Wars college.
Like Groot. It's an elective.
Yeah.
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 And there's our Marvel reference for the night. So.
Yep. I have got to imagine that Harrison Ford must have improvised something. And
sure.
if I could guess anything, it would probably be the boring conversation anyways. Like, I'm sure it would call for him to shoot the thing and then say something witty.
Right. Well, by that point, he'd already been, in an American Graffiti for Lucas and something else, I think.
Yeah.
So they probably had enough of a rapport that, Lucas turned to him and said, hey, just say something, snappy
witty
here or snarky or whatever. So.
I told you who Harrison Ford was based on, right?
You mean Han Solo?
I mean Han Solo, yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry.
So Harrison's not really. I would guess he was based on his parents, but
I'm gonna throw you. Harrison Ford was based on Han Solo. That's no, you know what I meant. Sorry, guys.
I think you did tell me, but I don't recall.
Coppola.
Oh yes, I do. Yeah.
I must face him alone.
We're about to get some company.
Damn, just slaughtering stormtroopers.
Well, they did bottleneck themselves.
True.
Somebody move this dude's fat ass, please, so I can get through.
It is really hard for me not to, when I watch this scene, to think about the scene in Spaceballs.
Oh, where she gets
Princess,
her hair? Yeah.
And then she pulls out, like, just, like, annihilates all of them.
He shot my hair!
Son of a bitch! It's like, not bad. Not bad. That was pretty good for Rambo.
Yeah. Which is ironic because I think the way she's shooting is a direct, like shot for shot of a scene in Rambo.
I don't know. Easily the most badass character in this whole fucking movie is not even Princess Leia. It's just Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher, not Princess Leia. Carrie Fisher.
I mean, but Princess Leia is pretty badass too. Even if she did have an offspring that was a whiny little fuck. That's how we definitely know Kylo or Ben Solo was part Skywalker. The whiny Skywalker gene skipped her.
You mean that spin? I thought you meant her actual spawn.
Billy Lord? No, yeah. I'm not talking about Billy Lord. I'm talking about Ben Solo.
Yeah, no, I put that together now. But I was going to say, I like Billy Lord.
One of my favorite Mark Hamill stories is where he's talking about, he's like, I'm an actor. I want to make sure continuity is like really important and everything. And he's like, shouldn't my hair be covered in schmutz and everything because we're just in the garbage compactor and then we escape and we're out? and my hair's all dry. Shouldn't there be? And apparently Harrison was like, "Hey kid, if the audience is paying attention to your hair, they're watching the wrong movie," or some shit. He says something. He's like, "If you're paying attention to your hair, you are in the wrong movie. It ain't that kind of movie."
Which is a little ironic considering Princess Leia has some of the most iconic hair in cinema history.
True, but it's not. Her hair is not wet, but like that. Mark Hamill's argument is that he gets pulled under, so his hair should be soaking wet. Well, in the next scene,
it is. When they're in the trash compactor, it is, but when they leave, it's not. You're right.
Right. That looks like that was in reverse. The tentacle wrapping around his leg, that looks like it was in reverse.
It might have been.
Like it was wrapped around and they pulled it off, so it unraveled.
Right.
All right, so that has got to be some fucking nasty ass water.
It's probably not. It probably just looks worse. Yes,
I like how Chewie, get me the fuck out of here, guys!
Just pounding his fist on a, multi-inch thick metal magnetically sealed door will suddenly open it.
Chewie is that character in a horror movie that where like Jason's slaughtering somebody and they're just banging on the door like, get me the fuck out of here!
Right. See, look, his hair is drenched there.
Right, so...
It's also perfectly combed, which is a little ironic, but that's... And there's the infamous Star Wars line. The one that's been in every Star Wars film ever made, as far as I understand.
Including one Indiana Jones movie.
Yep. The first one, I think.
Nope. Fourth one.
Oh, right. It might actually be in Last Crusade as well.
I don't remember it being in Crusade. Come on, buddy. Pull out your cell phone. Call C-3PO.
What?
Just the stupid ass droid, stormtroopers. They're just like, we're gonna take the word of these two droids.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Why would the droids be locked in that fucking closet thing? They're gonna be like, why are you here?
The madman locked them in the closet.
Okay.
Yeah.
The lost chapter. He's trapped in a closet.
No, but it I think it fits.
All right. No, are you disagreeing with me that the stormtroopers are stupid?
No, generally speaking, they are. But I think your source for using it in that scene is incorrect.
All right.
And there's R2 fucking the Death Star again.
And that's how we got BB-8.
Oh, wow.
R2 fucked the Death Star.
And you get BB-8. That's actually pretty good. I gotta give you that. That's good.
Oh, I gotta be honest. I didn't come up with that.
Ah.
I think it was a meme, but even still, it's still funny.
It is still funny.
Do you actually know why BB-8 is called BB-8 and why he looks like how he? Or I think actually BB-8 is technically a girl. Is what I found out recently.
Well, every time Poe refers to him, he uses male.
I know. I read somewhere that it doesn't matter. BB-8 is called BB-8 because the
I know what the
letters.
I know where the BB comes from, I think. Well, my gut tells me beach ball because it looks like a beach ball.
Well, it's actually even simpler than that. If you take the capital letter B and then the number 8, it looks like
sure, same thing.
What BB it is.
Well, yeah, that too. That's where I thought the 8 came from. Honestly,
No,
so I would have.
That's just why he did it. It was just like, I want something to look like a B and an 8. Give me a droid that looks like that.
And then was it? I always get this wrong. Was it Forte or Hader? No, it's Forte, right?
It's Bill Hader and someone else, but Bill Hader prominently did it just for Force Awakens. I don't even think I think maybe they just used the same dialogue or something for.
Oh, sure, because he gets credit in all 3. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether he recorded new shit, I don't know, but he gets credit for all 3.
Right.
You know where that generates from, though, right?
What?
The actual recording doesn't generate from this, but like he made some. I think it might have actually been on a Saturday Night Live sketch where he talks about what a droid should sound like.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, he was kind of making fun of it, and they went, and JJ went, "Oh, that actually sounds pretty good." So. Whether he came in, whether they took it from that or he re-recorded something, I'm not sure, but yeah. It's a wonder you're still alive. It's a wonder they had a child together.
Seriously. You scruffy-looking nerf herder. You've seen the Family Guy Star Wars movies, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah.
I still think one of the funniest ones is where in Empire, or their version of Empire, she goes, "I love you," and Peter as Han goes, "Fuck off."
Really?
Yeah, he just says, "Fuck off."
That's kind of funny.
It's very funny. See, Luke's hair is all dry.
Yep. You know, it's funny. I to that same scene, not from Family Guy, but that scene that's making fun of. I know a couple that are sadly divorced now, but at their wedding, she did her vows first, and at the end, she said, "I love you," and he replied, "I know."
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
One of my all-time favorite lines. Oh, this is great too. Him running after them.
Yeah, see,
and then,
I know a lot of like going back to the upgrades. I know a lot of people got pissed off that it wasn't just 6. It ended up being like a couple dozen at that point.
Well, you can also tell that they're not moving. There's a lot in the background. They're just standing there looking like mannequins. But
still, I know the people were upset that they just added that many more. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. That makes sense to me.
I don't have a problem with as many as they did. It's just I wish they didn't look like fucking cardboard cutouts.
Right. That part could have been better. I agree. But
one of my favorite lines in this whole movie is, "You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought," which is, for me, my favorite line to use for a dirty thing of Star Wars. Like,
yeah.
It's like, what's the dirtiest line in Star Wars? "You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought."
Remember the argument we made earlier about, like, you don't believe in the Jedi? Yeah. I've got a similar argument coming, but we'll wait till it happens and I'll make it. But
even then, Han Solo should have just, like, clearly seen Obi-Wan had a connection to the Force and been like, oh, instead of waiting 40 fucking years or 30 years, he's like, "It's true, all of it." He should have been like, "I clearly know that, like, it's real."
He may not have bought it right then when with Ben, but he certainly could have picked up on it by Empire. I agree. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's real growth that we really didn't see that often in Solo. We just kind of like, well, he's just kind of a narrow-minded rapscallion. But at some point, there must have been a part where there at least there should have been a scene where he tells Luke, like in Empire or Jedi, he's like, can't you just like, I don't know, like move the thing across, like use your magic or whatever?
Yeah, agreed.
You know, and have Luke be like, that's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
By the
first
way,
official
do you know
lightsaber-
there's only 30 minutes of this movie left?
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's crazy to me that, like, we're at this point and most of the movie's over already, you know?
Look, I gotta say, I'm not really a giant fan of this movie. I mean, I respect it, but like, it's kind of a boring movie to me.
Compared to the other ones in the series, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Is there dust flying off of lightsabers?
I would imagine it's probably supposed to be smoke.
But it
From the
looks like
classmate?
dust.
Well, if I'm really being honest, I think it's probably fiberglass, like smashing everywhere.
Sure.
No, it's definitely smoke. Well, you can probably argue because they just like hit a couple things with the lightsaber that shit's smoky. That's what it is. It's the shit when they hit the wall. It's all
Watch when they connect again. With no wall around. You'll see. Yeah, it wasn't there.
No, I think it's the wall, dude.
All right.
I mean, this is still better than I remembered it to be, but it's still not very good. Damn. Alec Guinness likes that little nope.
Well,
little twirling thing you.
because all Vader's doing is like stabbing at him. He's like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
David Prowse.
pivot.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's just... That's the most adventurous the whole fight got.
Seriously. Well, I don't know. Obi-Wan's little spin that he did a little like 30 seconds ago.
That's what I was
pretty nice.
talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, no, there was another spin earlier. I'm gonna fuck with you.
Yep.
You may strike me down, but I'm gonna fuck. This actually hurt. Like, I know Obi-Wan would like did that to really fuck with Vader and everything,
Yeah.
but that still probably fucking hurt like shit. Like a lightsaber went through him.
Yeah, did it though, or did he just become one with the Force? So, like, yes, it killed him, but
Yeah, I mean, he still had to experience some pain.
or did he pull the Luke or not the Luke? Yeah, the Luke move from Last Jedi where he's on the rock.
No, I
All right.
refuse to acknowledge that that's a thing. No, fucking no. I'm now imagining Ray Romano coming out of Chewie's mouth. No!
See right here. This is the other part. He's broken up
Oh.
about Ben dying like it's his grandfather that he's known for his whole life. He just met the dude like a day ago.
You know, I'd like to imagine that he knew of Obi-Wan throughout the years. That, like,
He knew
You
of
know.
him, but they didn't know each other.
I think they knew each other, but they weren't close. I think, like,
No,
was
the
not-
way this scene on Tatooine goes, it's like they first met for the first time.
well, no, because he recognizes him. He says, Ben Kenobi, blah, 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 blah. But you're right. I mean, he reacts worse about Obi-Wan Kenobi than he does his aunt and uncle who fucking raised his ass. Some great parts here. I never understood this targeting scene. Like, how the fuck is that supposed to help?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's really janky.
And then, of course, because it's so iconic, they had to carry it through the other movies.
I just think Han should have invested some fucking money in a goddamn... It's just a weird way of swinging around, and, like, I don't get it.
Well, when they swing around, they're moving the whole gun, but I don't understand how the targeting screen functions.
I don't know. Hear me, baby, hold together. Damn, what the fuck does R2 not have?
Not much. He's the
R2D2...
He's the Swiss Army knife of droids.
Yeah, he is. Ha
It's great, kid. Don't get too cocky.
And then Family Guy's like, great, kid, don't get penisy.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's been so long since I've seen those.
You should rewatch Blue Harvest. It's pretty good.
No, I know it's good. I actually enjoyed it. I just don't remember a lot of it.
I love what they call it. The trilogy of those are called Laugh It Up, Fuzzball.
Oh, is that what the trilogy is called?
Yeah.
I do like that they called the one Blue Harvest, because for our audience, that's what, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that was what the original Star Wars, like, secret title was.
Yeah. It was, people are like, oh, what movie are you making on this desert? Blue Harvest? What the fuck? Okay. Although, this is before Star Wars was Star Wars, so he's like, oh, I'm making a movie called Star Wars. Like, okay, that's cool. Enjoy a little indie film in fucking Tunisia.
Right. It's become one of the best-selling franchises of all time.
Damn.
You got it right. The original trilogy, the 4, 5, and 6, forget the other 6 for a moment, right? Have to be right up there with The Godfather in terms of trilogies, right?
At the time?
I think even now.
Well, could you even consider Godfather a great trilogy? I think if you have all 3 films that are like some, you could say, oh, well, this one's not as good as the other one, but as a trilogy itself, it's fucking amazing.
Right.
Whereas Godfather 3 got a lot of flack.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if this is an exact science, but The Matrix is still a trilogy, and a lot of people hate the second and third one. It's still a trilogy, you know?
No, I'm not disproving that Godfather's not a trilogy, just like this is not a trilogy. I'm saying that you used the term great trilogy, did you not?
Okay, maybe that iconic as opposed to great.
Iconic for sure, but I think Godfather is iconic because it's got 2 great first films and then that one. You know, it would be like Indiana Jones is a good example, because some people fucking do not like Temple of Doom.
Yeah, like me.
And I know there's 4, but I know there's 4 technically, but like for the sake of it, at this time,
sure,
there were only so many amazing trilogies. Like in the 70s and 80s, it was Indiana Jones. It was
this.
It was. I mean, that's really kind of it.
Could you?
Godfather didn't even come out until 1990.
Could you call some of John Hughes' movies in a way a trilogy, in the same way that Kevin calls some of the View Askew stuff a trilogy, even though it's not?
I would say it's a shared universe. I wouldn't call it a trilogy. No.
Yeah.
I think
fair enough.
You'd have to have the same characters.
Right.
I wouldn't consider a lot of Kevin Smith's films trilogies of each other. I mean,
no, he has said it, but I think it's been always very tongue in cheek when he does. Like, I don't think he's being serious.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess the only thing that would rival a trilogy at this time would be like, well, not even this time, because like, the Star Trek movies.
Maybe let's get off that for a minute, because I have a question. What propels the Death Star?
What do you mean? What moves
Like,
it?
right, because all these other ships, whether it be Death Destroyer, Star Destroyers, or X-wings, or TIE fighters, or the Falcon, or whatever, they all have like a exhaust, a engine system.
Well, the Death Star can move. We just never see it move.
No, we just watched it move.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I mean,
It literally
same
was
people-
moving on a screen towards Tatooine, or however you say that planet they're on.
Tatooine.
No, they're not on Tatooine. They're on Dantooine or something. It's a similar sounding name, but they're not on Tatooine.
Dantooine is also in the Knights of the Old Republic games.
Right. But the point is, they're moving.
It's the same people that made the goddamn toilets. You want to go back to a Clerks reference? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I know that the Death Star can travel at light speed. That was established. But
Where?
I Rogue One, I thought it was.
I don't remember seeing the Death Star. Did they talk about it?
I think they talked about it. I think they at least acknowledged that. Or I read somewhere that it can actually technically go into light speed, but because if otherwise the implication is that this giant spheric fucking station is just slowly traveling across the galaxy. How are they going to blow up a planet if they can't fucking, if it takes them 8 years to get to it?
Well, agreed.
So I think that's going to be the implication, that they have to travel at light speed.
Right.
Although maybe that's why they only destroyed one fucking planet, because they're like, wait, we just happen to be near this one.
Right.
It just so happens we're near Dantooine.
No, I don't think they were, though, because I think it's all the way on the other side of the galaxy from Alderaan.
Hence, light speed.
Right, but we never see it. But in that scene a few minutes ago, you did see it moving towards Dantooine, and I was wondering, unlike all these other ships we've seen traveling, there's no visual propulsion system to move it.
I don't know. Maybe Vader's just like moving with the Force.
Ah.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Vader be weak as shit. He'd be like, we have got to develop a light speed system.
No, he's got the most metachlorians than any other Jedi ever, so, I mean, maybe it doesn't weaken him the same way.
He's also more machine than me. I don't know. I don't know how this works. The dude's got asthma. Leave him alone. He can't lift his arms over his head very well due to the armor.
Yeah.
The armor actually restricts him as much as it helps him. Like, Palpatine purposely used an outdated armor for Anakin.
To restrict him.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of funny because in order to literally kill the Emperor, Vader
Lifts
extends his arms over his shoulders.
No.
No, it's not that no. It's no. Oh, fuck. That's the one thing. If we ever do a commentary of Return of the Jedi, that's the one part I'm like, I'm so glad I don't get to hear that shit. No. Oh, they added this?
What?
The big Starklighter thing.
No, Biggs was always in it.
Okay, I'm thinking of a scene where there was another scene where Biggs is at the beginning of the movie, but they deleted that. So I guess that's what I was confused. I always thought
Yes, I think that's in the extras, but yeah.
Hang on tight, Kenny Baker.
By the way, I love how Han doesn't take part in any of this part, except trying to load up the Falcon to get out. Finally, grows a conscience or whatever, does what he does, and now he's a general.
Do you think, like, he sat there kind of like, damn it, all right, Chewie, you gotta make a U-turn? Or do
Yeah,
you think Chewie gave him
No.
some shit?
No. I mean, is it possible? Sure, but I think ultimately it was Han's call.
I like to think it was Chewie. It was Chewie just yelling and growling at him. And then, no, Chewie, we got our money. I'm not doing that shit.
No, 'cause
Fuck, fine. I will save Luke. Are you happy?
I disagree based on his interaction with Luke at the right before they part ways.
Where he says, "May the Force be with you."
But also his whole like demeanor, you know.
Which I'll give you credit. Where he said, "May the Force be with you." He's like, I don't believe in your hokey religion, but, God be with you.
Yeah, basically. He's like, see, like this stuff that they upgraded, like where you can see R2 in the X-Wing and they made the lights on the engines cleaner. I like all these upgrades. I know a lot of people don't, but I like them.
That doesn't, there's Wedge. That doesn't bother me.
By the way, it's Biggs and Wedge, right?
Yeah, Biggs, Starklighter, and Wedge. I don't know what Wedge is. Is Wedge his first name or his last name?
I don't know. And that's not really the important part. Here's the important part. I'm playing a game called Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, by the title, it's a remake of a game that came out in 1997 called Final Fantasy VII. In both versions of the game, there are these minor characters named Biggs and Wedge.
Oh, nice.
And I'm wondering, I've never done the research, but I'm wondering if it's an homage to this. Because it came, like I said, it came out in 97. This is obviously well before that. And it would have been the 20th anniversary of this movie, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Star Wars is kind of an homage to an old Japanese film. Maybe the Japanese would be like, we're going to do a reference back.
Well, right, which is certainly possible, because it was made in Japan, so yeah.
Do you know who Dennis Lawson, who plays Wedge, is related to?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Dennis Lawson is the uncle of Ewan McGregor.
Ah, well, how about that shit?
Yeah. I'll give you one better. Ewan McGregor's brother is like an Air Force pilot in like the UK.
Okay.
His code name is OB2.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, is Wedge the fatter guy or is that Porkins?
Think about what you just asked me.
Well, no, but no. I only ask. I only ask because Wedge in the game is a bigger character and Biggs is a skinnier one. So it would have been interesting if they even modeled it after the actors. That's all.
No, Porkins unfortunately is the heavy guy. Which,
right.
Fuck. Like, George Lucas can come up with some of the greatest story, but he's like, I'm going to make this fat guy called Porkins.
Porkins, yeah.
That's really disrespectful.
Well,
you know what? His last name is Hootkins.
Speaking of Ewan McGregor, though, I got to tell you, and we'll talk about it another time, but I watched Birds of Prey.
Oh, yeah, I did too.
So.
I think I watched it a day or two after I think you told me you were planning on watching it.
Yeah.
And low rent Freddie Mercury. Space Freddie Mercury's about to die.
That's terrible. It's true, but it's terrible.
Well, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody last night.
Oh, it's so good.
Another one bites the dust. How do you guys listen to our commentary? I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know how we listen to our commentary.
It's very relaxing to fall asleep to us watching a movie.
The other day, if you remember, I posted a picture on Twitter and Facebook about the comic that Kevin sent me for my birthday. And a buddy of mine replied with, I'm going to go watch Clerks now in honor of this. And I was like, I replied to that with, if you really want to do me a favor, you should watch it while listening to this. And I put the link to the commentary.
And then your friend said, "We're no longer friends anymore."
Yeah, basically. No. He actually said he was going to, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him if he did. And that's primarily because he lives in Nepal, so it's a little hard with the time difference.
You know, I'm not saying anything specifically, but I've sort of given up on people say, "Oh, I'll totally listen to that episode."
Oh, I know. Yeah. But it still would have been, it'd still be pretty cool if he did, you know?
Right. I do like that imagery of Leia and she's got like the fucking battleship things in the background, like, you know,
Yeah.
like my battleship, like the battleship platforms.
Yeah.
I like how they brought that back for Force Awakens and Last Jedi.
Yeah, they were consistent with that kind of stuff, and I like that because they could have upgraded at the technology, and they never did. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe they couldn't afford it. Maybe they're just like, we're stuck on this old ass fucking, you know, this old ass Apple computer, and still no one else is using Apple iPads.
No, I meant, but they could have. JJ could have easily upgraded all that stuff for his trilogy.
I know, but that's my argument. Is maybe because it's such a low thing of resistance, and all the money they have has got to go to like weaponry and shit. Maybe they're like, hey, these old computers still fucking work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I meant from a cinematic perspective, but sure.
Although something does make me giggle at the fact that there might be like an IT guy walking through like the resistance area and be like, wait, what the fuck are you guys using these old things for? Like, have you guys never heard of an iPad?
Right. Or a
like
tablet.
Someone,
yeah.
Like, not saying Mark would do this, but I'm kind of imagining like Mark being like, are you guys fucking serious? You're not using the new software? The fuck's wrong with you? Like, you're fighting a war. Why are you using Windows 98? Like, dude, like, it's so old.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Mark
and General Leia is like, well, I'm not really a computer person. Like, he's like, no shit.
Yeah. Red 5?
Red 5 standing by. Red Fox standing by. Now, the first time you saw this, did you know that this guy was going to bite it and it had to be Luke afterwards? Did you kind of see it coming?
God, the first time I saw this, I think it was like 8, so probably not.
I think when I first saw this, I was very surprised that this guy's about to bite it.
I probably was too, to be honest with you. I just don't remember, dude. We're talking like 30 plus years ago.
This guy almost was the hero.
Almost.
He will forever be known as like negative. It didn't go in. It just impacted on the surface. Another great dirty ass line in Star Wars.
He's the Pete Best of rogue fighters.
Red Lobster standing by.
Again, no. Going back to something I said earlier, for the year and even with the cleanups, the special effects for this movie, well done, really. I mean,
the special effects were amazing for how it was because I had the unaltered.
So did I. Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty clean. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, even it's everything. As much as I'd like to rag that this is kind of like the boring one of the trilogy, it's a cinematic masterpiece for what it is.
Right.
I mean, I got to give Luke credit here, man. He is dodging those lasers and shit.
R2's trying to fuck the X-Wing now.
R2, I'll give you the D2. R2's a horny little midget.
Right? But, hey, you said it, not me.
Little droid, sorry. I don't know what... he's a droid. Like, I don't really fucking mean it. He's a horny little appliance. Like...
Horny little trash can.
I find that even more offensive than midget. Come on, R2, stick your dick in that thing and raise that power. Try to raise the power. Oh.
That's the equivalent of Harry Connick Jr. biting it in Independence Day.
I think we actually saw more Harry Connick Jr. in Independence Day than we did Biggs.
Oh, sure. But I'm just saying, like, that sequence in that movie is very similar to this.
Sure. I like how Vader's almost about to fucking annihilate his bloodline.
Without even knowing it, though. I don't think he knows yet.
And he said, the Force is strong with this one. It's like,
right.
Well, if you could tell that fucking much, maybe you should, like, dig a little deeper and be like, who is this? Oh, shit, it's Padme and a kid? Oh, my God.
Right, but he doesn't know that yet. I mean, he figures it out eventually, but I think it takes till Empire.
I think it's more outrageous that it took Luke how long to figure out Leia was his twin?
Well, they're not... What's it? They're not... I was getting this wrong.
They're fraternal?
What's that?
Fraternal?
Yeah, they're paternal, so they're... Yeah.
Fraternal.
Is the fraternal the ones that don't match? They don't look
right,
the same?
It's not
okay.
fraternal.
Yeah. Are your brothers identical? No? Okay.
They don't even look like brothers. That's what's really funny. We all act and sound like brothers. So, like, when we're all together, you can tell that we're related.
Sure.
As soon as we open our mouths.
Right, but they're twins, if I'm correct, right?
They're twins, but they don't even look alike. Like, Joel looks like he looks like Dad. He looks like Ron. Right. And then Alec looks like their mother's brother.
Gotcha.
Which is...
Are we sure? No, kidding.
Ew.
Hey, I didn't say it was good.
How could they be twins then?
Oh, I've heard stories.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
But when I was at Joel's wedding, I saw Joel and Alex talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I saw my dad and their uncle, who's not his brother.
Right.
You know, they're not related.
Right, yeah. Talking to each other.
Standing off having a conversation. So I literally saw before and after.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking amazing. All right, it has nothing to do with Star Wars, but...
Well, it's a twin story, so it kind of does.
You know, allegedly, there was apparently Mark Hamill accidentally yells Carrie in this scene.
Oh, yeah?
But I think they may have deleted that. They may have let's take out Mark Hamill's little fuck up.
Well, that's like the outtakes from Rush Hour 2. And Chris Tucker's like, Jamie or Jackie, kick the door open. Instead of
Jackie, okay.
Yeah. I love those scenes. I love those those outtakes from
his name is Lee, goddammit.
Yeah, that's a different one, but yeah.
He was still fucking up. He just kept calling him Jackie. All right. Well, guys, we're
getting there.
We're getting there. We get to finally see one of the biggest snubbing of Wookiee history.
Right.
Took 30 years to rectify this.
Yeah, when does he get that? He gets it in
Rise of Skywalker.
That's right. See that guy right there? I thought maybe he was the old guy from we were talking about earlier, the one that Max Van Sydow plays.
I can see that, but no.
No, but I'm just saying, like, when I was asking
wish they
earlier.
would've.
Yeah.
I wish they would have. I wish they would have done something and been like, oh, hey, remember that guy in the background who handed the, medals to...
Or something,
yeah. He could even... I would have been great if Sydow had said that, been like, I'm the one who gave them the medals.
Yeah, something.
I would have given it to the Wookiee. Let the Wookiee win. I love how that's the subtitle. Arg! That's a subtitle! Arg!
Arg! All right, credits. You think there's a bonus scene?
This?
I'm kidding. I was kidding.
You got me all... I was like, I don't know! I never actually got all the way through.
I know there's not. The fact that it made you stop is kind of funny.
That's pretty funny. I'm so used to Disney fucking having that. I'm
right,
like, maybe
right.
What if there was one? Jack Purvis. Jack Purvis is one of the little people. No, I'm not ready to watch Empire, Disney Plus. Thank you.
Yep.
Not today.
Oh, man. Well, it was, I mean, we're not done yet because of the credits, but that was fun. It was funner than I expected, honestly.
Marsha Lucas. I remember...
Is that his wife?
Like, that was his wife, and there was a production illustration, Ralph McQuarrie. There you go.
Who's that?
Ralph McQuarrie is the guy who did all the, he designed a lot of how everything was going to look.
Ah, gotcha.
And in like Star Wars Rebels, they went with his original drawings to go with the show of Rebels.
I need to watch that. I haven't watched that.
You really got to start it, dude. It's so good. I never finished it. Rick Baker! Holy shit!
Yeah, look at that.
Like, near Rick Baker, I didn't know he fucking worked on Star Wars.
Neither did I. Unless it's a different Rick Baker, do you think it's possible?
In makeup? I mean, it's always possible, but...
No, I know who you're talking about, and I get what you're saying, but it just... There's McQuarrie again.
Yeah. But yeah, Marsha Lucas, I remember they went through like a really bad divorce to the point where it's now common knowledge, and I've talked about a lot, where Lucas like wrote the heart beating scene in Temple of Doom based on that.
Wow.
But like, she did not get enough credit for being an editor. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Patton Oswalt has this great bit where he talks about every movie that we've ever loved. 90% of the time, it's directed by a man, but edited by a woman.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at these
actors.
I was looking at the actors. See if I mean, obviously we've seen this a bunch of times. I was seeing if maybe I missed something important.
Rick McCallum is, I know his name because he was pretty prominent in the prequels. So for him to be a part of the special editions makes sense too.
Yeah.
De-hiss processing? What the fuck is that?
Oh,
They got the sound hit?
No, I do the same thing in this with the show. There's a that plays under us the whole time that on our raw recordings, and I get that out. So
everybody who's listening to this, you should thank CJ right now for doing that.
Oh, stop it.
No, otherwise we'd be sounding like fucking, like we got basilisks in the background and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if there's going to be like another, like, oh my god, it's such and such.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Yeah, it looks like it's almost done.
Yeah.
Which is way less credits and than I initially imagined. God, dude, like for an average Marvel film goes on for 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it's 10. I'm not even being smart. Now, see, look, there's the copyright's 97. That's interesting.
Because that's the re-release, probably.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, probably. But that's just interesting. That's all. So
Maybe these credits are from 97. They didn't update the credits.
yeah, maybe. If you experience any condition distracted from the presentation in a theater, call 1-800-PHONE-THX. That's pretty funny. So there it is, guys. That is Star Wars: A New Hope. So I hope everyone, no pun intended, did watch it with us and enjoyed. And I know, I was sitting here the whole time thinking it's not one of our typical commentaries, and it's probably because we've talked Star Wars to death so much. But
right.
I still hope that you guys, watched and enjoyed with us. And for those of you who requested it, I hope it was everything you'd hoped for.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then we'll see you soon with The Empire Strikes Back. Wait, what, CJ? You want me to say what? You want me to keep talking after we were talking for how many goddamn hours? Let's leave these poor people alone, okay? Fine. CJ wants me to do a proper closing, but I'm not going to say the same shit that he's always said for every goddamn other episode. If you don't like it, you can blame his ass. Listen to us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you find your podcast. Or you could simply Google us. Though, if you're listening to this message, you probably did do that. Please don't forget to rate and comment. Seriously, we're not just saying that because we want to. We need your acceptance. PodAskew is a proud member of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. If you need to shout at them or thank them for supplying our awesomeness, reach them at bigheadsmedia.com or follow their big-ass heads on Twitter at bigheadsmedia. If you want to agree with or yell at us, especially CJ, follow him and me and the show on Twitter. The show is at PodAskew. I am at Rance Rico, and CJ is at M_Blade. Don't ask me why. I still don't know. Some secrets are best left alone. We want to thank Logo Mike for our logo. That's why we call him Logo Mike. If you want or need some good art, hit him up at logomike80@gmail.com. That's logomike80@gmail.com. It's worth it. You can help a starving artist today. We got to give a big sloppy thank you to Samuel Levins for all the original music on the show, especially our theme music. You can find Sam on Twitter at Samuel Lemons, and his music on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Samuel-Lemons. When life gives you Sam Lemons, you better pucker up. And finally, we have to thank all of you. Well, we don't have to. We want to. It really does mean a lot to CJ and I that you guys have prioritized your time listening to us. We really, really appreciate it. Now, since I still have your attention, I think you have all been missing one of the best parts of every episode. The damn it. So therefore, you all have to listen to the damn it. Think of it as a MCU bonus credit scene. There, that fucking better?
Hey! Today on Podcast Askew, we're gonna be talking about nerdy things! Dungeons and Dragons! Dragons! And dungeons! And ladies in the dungeons! And the last Star Wars movies and dragons! And we're gonna also talk about nerdy things! Nerdier things! Like Princess Leia in her slave costume!
Hot ass bitch.
Sexy things!